One of my favorite parts of my job is finding new innovations in construction and home improvement and then sharing them with you guys. Recently, while I was scrolling through Amazon, I found an item that really caught my attention. It's a drywall patch that claims it requires no mudding or sanding. And to most do-it-yourself homeowners, I can see how this could be really appealing. In fairness, this patch is a bit expensive in relation to other traditional drywall patches, but you will save money not having to purchase mud and sandpaper, and plus the time you save not having to do those two things has to be worth something. So I decided to order one, and now I just have to wait for someone to make a hole I can use it on. Got a better idea.
Hello?
Hey Chris, it's Jason. I've got a question for you.
Hey Jason, this is Dr. Chris Park.
Yeah, I know, I called you.
Yeah, I know you did. And like almost every human being who's used the phone in the past decade, I was able to tell it was you before I answered. Because, you know, I got caller ID.
Okay.
So when I said hello and you told me it was you, I made a point to immediately tell you it was me to show you how pointless it was. It's not 1987, Jason, unless this is a movie and you're using it as a crutch to introduce the characters. So what's your question?
Well, I guess it's more of a favor request.
A favor? I got you, buddy. Say less.
Awesome. I was just wondering.
Jason, I said say less.
But But I haven't even.
No.
But
Jason, I said say less. What's that?
nothing.
Oh, I thought you said something.
Nope. Just clearing my throat.
Okay, say more.
So I explained my situation to him because I knew Chris had a kid who might be inclined to make just the hole I needed to test out the patch.
I got you. I got you.
So on a traditional drywall patch, they look something like this. It's a fine metal mesh with an adhesive back on it, and this part just sticks to the drywall. You do a couple of coats of mud over them, sand them down, and paint over it. The reason this new one is so different is there's no mudding or sanding involved. The way this one works, you only have to adhere it to the wall and then paint over it, and it's supposed to look like a seamless patch. The only thing that I'm a little iffy about with this particular repair, it says on the packaging that this is for holes up to 3 inches, and this hole is a little bigger than 3 inches, but I'm gonna try it and see. And even if this doesn't work on this particular hole, I'm sure it won't be too long before the holes designer will make another one somewhere else in the house and give me another shot at this. Since I've never used one of these before, I'm gonna go right along with the instructions just like you would if you purchased one yourself. Step one is you wanna make sure that there's nothing on the wall that's gonna keep this from adhering. So you're gonna make sure it's clean, that none of the hole is protruding out, so there's no damaged drywall that's gonna push this out. Everything's kind of pushed to the inside. So we just want to wipe this off to make sure that there's nothing to keep this from sticking to the wall. Now we just got to take this white paper off the back, and they give you a little slit in the paper. It makes it a little easier to pull it apart. This is your patch. It goes right over the hole. And now is the step that you would typically put your first coat of mud over the patch. With this one, we put our first coat of paint. Okay, our first coat is now dry, so the next step is to remove this tab. Terrifying. So now we have to put 2 more coats of paint on the patch. Okay, so I've got my last coat of paint on here, and this is what it looks like. You can see right here is the patch. So honestly, not great. In all fairness, this hole was way too big for this patch. They said 3 inches and below, and honestly this is like 4.5, maybe even 5 inches wide. So we're asking a lot of the patch to cover that big of a hole, and I think that's the reason you see so many of the wrinkles and waves in it, because there's not enough wall surface behind it to hold it flat. And even though this did not work here, and I'm gonna have to come back and patch this the regular way, I would like to use one of these patches again to see if it was a smaller hole in the recommended size range, how well this patch would work, because I don't think I gave it a fair shake asking too much of it here. I'll try to make a part 2 of this video later on, when possibly the creator of this first hole makes a smaller one somewhere else in the house.
Say less.
So if you made it through the whole video and you want my honest opinion, I think they have the potential of working. It's just, this was the wrong application for it. This is just what I had to work with today, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And if you would like to pick one up, I left a link in the description below where you can order it and try it for yourself. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.